let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to my talk show. I'm your host, Evelina, and today we'll be interviewing Truman Burbank. Truman basically grew up as a television star and is a worldwide celebrity. However, he wasn't aware of this until recently when he discovered the truth of his little world. Hi, Truman.
Hi. Thank you for the welcome.
Okay, so tell us, how did it feel like living in Sea Haven?
Well, living in Sea Haven wasn't that different from reality, quite honestly. Until I started noticing things that were out of the ordinary, like trash can cameras, my life seemed that it was real. Once I figured out the reality of it, however, I realized my life wasn't as good as I thought it was.
So, how did you feel when you found out there were cameras everywhere, recording your every move?
I felt uncomfortable because I had next to no privacy, and things like using the washroom or sleeping at night, they were just so awkward.
Do you feel as if you had the same education and job opportunities as people in the real world, or was your education limited?
I'm not sure, really. I guess I'd have to go to school again and see what I know and what I don't. But as far as I'm concerned, Christoph made sure I was educated enough for his show. I may not be Einstein, but I believe I'm educated enough.
So, how does your current life differ from your life back at Sea Haven?
Well, my life now is very much different from my life in Sea Haven. I'm free. I can do as I please without worry of being watched by the entire globe. I'm not always a celebrity now. I'm more normal than I've ever been. However, it's difficult going in public places without being asked millions of questions like, "Oh, Truman, can I get your autograph?" Or, "Truman, can I take a picture with you?" It gets frustrating at times. I think you'd understand.
Yeah. So, well, now that you aren't locked up, so to say, is there anything you'd like to tell the media?
Well, the media, in my opinion, is all just propaganda. It's used to make people believe in some things that aren't real. It's like a shadow puppet on the wall. You think it looks like, say, a dog, but in reality it's just a shadow.
Well, that was definitely a deep answer. We'll elaborate more on that after this commercial break.
That's a good beverage. Well, I am just very tired. Oh no, I've spilled it. If only I had napkins. Marias?
And we're back! So, before we left, Truman, you mentioned something about shadow puppets, am I right?
You are right indeed, but I'm not really sure where you're leading this to.
I remember hearing a story called The Allegory of the Cave, written by a philosopher by the name of Plato. In that story, he talked about how if someone is told something is real, they'll actually believe it's real. The story said there are many prisoners chained to the ground, unable to watch anything but shadow puppets. They believed those puppets were the real deal, not the imitations of the real thing. In some sense, could your life in Sea Haven be related to this story?
Well, in a way I guess it could, but I mean I wasn't a prisoner, at least intentionally. In a way I was trapped in a cave, if you may, but my conditions were much better than that of a prisoner. I mean, I went to school, I had a wife, I had friends, I had a job, a home, education. The prisoners you mentioned, they only knew one thing, their cave and the wall at which they stared at.
So do you have any relationships starting in your life?
No, I seem to be having trust issues. I think you'd understand why.
I'm sure America feels sympathetic for you. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people who watched your show?
Well, I'd like to say to the audience that watched me that you're very creepy, and you've wasted your life watching mine, but I hope you enjoyed it.
So, before we end, do you have any last words for anyone in particular?
Yes, in fact I do. I'd like to send a personal message to Christoph and his production team. First of all, what you did was cruel, and under different circumstances I would be upset. But you did give me a life. You made that life better than any orphanage would have, so for that, I thank you.
That was a very nice message. So now, I guess we're done. Thank you for your time.
No problem. I'll see you later.
Yep.
Ciao.